Nobody Else's Auto. It was a beautiful Sunday morning. You guys have been asking to do a live from the yard, so I figured we'd come out and wander around a little bit this morning. It's really nice out, mid-50s temperature-wise, so hopefully the phone does not overheat on us like it has a tendency to do in the heat of the day when things are really hot out here. But we'll go ahead and wander around for a little bit. We'll see how many people jump on, how many questions you've got, and I don't know how long, if we're just going to go a little bit, or if we'll spend a decent amount of time on this morning. We'll just see how it goes. We'll play it by ear. As always, when we do these lives, if you've got any specific questions, you need to call me after we're done. More than happy to show you something, more than happy to show you a fender, show you a door. But as far as the specifics, the pricing, what all pieces do you need? You need a complete door, a bare door, same thing on a fender, shipping, all that stuff. To get into all that, just give me a call when we're done, for the simple fact that I don't want to keep everybody else on waiting while we're having an entire conversation about one part and things like that. So more than happy to show you a car or a part, and then just give me a call after we get done to discuss the specifics of exactly what you need and everything like that. So 620-786-4428 is my phone number. We are located in Great Bend, Kansas. The phone number is in the description of this video. If we get done, you can always go back and check it out and give me a shout there. Steve wants to see some Dodge Pilot houses right out of the gate, so we'll head that way here shortly. Questions, comments, throw them up there. I will sure try to catch as many of them as I can. I am not going to guarantee I will catch them all. There are some of these we get pretty good crowds on here, and it gets pretty hectic, but I will sure try to catch as many of the comments as I can, and sure try to show you guys what you want to see. So we'll kind of start heading this way, just for the simple fact that I do know that there is one Dodge right behind me headed over this direction. Then we'll work towards a few other ones. Alan NC is on with us. So anyway, like I said, got any other specific questions about an exact part, shipping, price, things like that, give me a shout after we get done, and we'll be happy to have that discussion with you. Randy's on with us. So let's go ahead and start wandering. Like I said, throw up your questions, comments. I will catch as much as I can. Give me a shout if you get done, if you got specific questions, and we'll go from there. So Bill Disk's on with us. Let's go ahead and flip this thing around and let's start wandering. Here's one of those Pilot House Dodges right here. This is a 48 to 50 era. I don't know what era, if you've got a 48 to 50 or 51, 52. Miles Doctor's on. This one does have a custom rear fender. I bet you don't have a rear fender like this one on your Dodge, but there's one of them right there. So I do have several of this era. Scott's on with us. 39 to 42 Dodge Plymouth trucks. I don't have any 39 to 42s. I have some 46, 47 era on the Dodges, and we can head over towards one of those next. So this Dodge truck is actually out of place. It has not been put away yet, so it's kind of out here by itself other than this Dodge. But as you can see, they kind of just got unloaded and rolled off here, and that's as far as they got. So, but there's one right there. We got a few other Dodge trucks. This actually is part of the Mopar section right here, so we can swing around this and catch a few more Dodge trucks while we're here. No, I don't have any 7442s at all. But we'll cut through here. Here's a couple of the 40s era Dodges. These are both pretty rough, not a heck of a lot left of either one of these. More Pilot House parts in the truck, in the back of that one. But there's a couple of the earlier Dodges. Brandon's on with us. And let's just kind of wander. We'll head over towards another one of those other Dodges. And actually, there's another Pilot House over there by that other one as well. So we'll kind of walk that way. I'll try to keep an eye on comments as we're going. It's a beautiful day out here. Not much wind. The sun is extremely bright, so at certain angles, it makes it difficult for me to see the phone. So I'm going to try to catch all the comments I can and shade it best I can without getting too wonky with the camera and throwing you guys off trying to keep up with the comments. So, yeah, Brandon, I did get your money order. I'm still trying to figure it out because I had you down for two things unless I'm missing something. Jeff from Oklahoma. So I don't know if the rest of your money was for the raffle or if I missed something that you bought. Because there wasn't any notes in it, just the money order, and it was for more than the two items I had noted for you. So build this as it's raining in Delaware. So yeah, just let me know, Brandon. Give me a shout or we can talk about it tonight. and make sure we get that squared up. So make sure we stay make sure I get you what you wanted. Okay, 20 for the Ralph. Okay, perfect, Brandon. That's exactly what I was wondering. So perfect. I'll get that taken care of. Then we're good to go. Another 5-window Dodge. That was a 51, 2, or 3. Here's another Dodge, another one of the earlier Dodge trucks. The big old pointed nose on these. This section over here is mostly bigger trucks. It's all makes, but because they're so big with these big grain boxes, I kind of keep them in their own respective areas because they're longer wheelbase, they take up more real estate. You know, that one didn't have a bed, but it had a long chassis, so I threw a Packard body on it. Kind of store stuff wherever, but try to keep it up and off the ground as much as possible. So we'll just kind of keep wondering. I'm going to keep an eye on questions and comments as we keep boogieing here and see how everybody is doing this morning. There's another Pilot House Dodge we're coming up on over here as well, so we'll go ahead and catch that. This here's kind of miscellaneous that hasn't been put away yet. But there's another big Dodge right here. So we'll kind of cut out here towards the middle and see what's happening. You guys have been fairly quiet this morning. Actually, we get on a live, we usually get covered up with questions right out of the gate. So we'll just kind of stroll. It's such a nice morning out that not too bad to be out wandering around. Thrash Metal 70 Monte Carlo. Don't have any 70 to 72 Monte Carlos at all. So complete zero in those. Looks like the late models in the yard, new do you have now, new do you have in Dodge? Depends on what you consider new. Actually, I've got a little bit of newer stuff made this century, but you know, that stuff is further out towards the back. Any early El Caminos? Depends on what era of early El Camino you're looking for, Jeff. And that's one thing about it, guys. You know, try to be as specific as possible. Stan, coffee at the fire pit, nobody's. That sounds like a good plan, Stan. You know, try to keep stuff pretty narrowed down so I have an idea of exactly what you're looking for. I mean, there's an El Camino right there, a 68. I don't know if you want 59, 60, 64 to 67, 68 to 72, 73 to 77, or 78 to 87. So Thrash Metal calls dibs on mystery cassette tapes. 99 Ram parts. I have a few Dodges in that era, but I've got some that I run as well. No, Jeff, no 59 or 60 El Caminos at all. Scott, 41 to 46 Chevy, half-ton running boards and air cleaner. I may have an air cleaner. I do not have any half-ton running boards. Thrash Metal likes the Dart and the Edsel. There's the Dart. There's the pink Edsel. If you guys didn't catch the video on this last year when I found it, be sure to go back and check this thing out. I literally picked this up. We pulled this out of an old barn in western Kansas. It's been in there for 30 or 40 years. And a pretty interesting story. The guy actually had worked for a farmer and he was quitting, not on the best of terms. And Randy's going to contact me with his list. Perfect. That's right. Next, it's a wide mix, that's for sure. But I guess this guy was quitting his job, and he still owed the farmer money. And the way I understand it, the farmer had actually loaned him the money to buy this car. He hadn't paid for it, but he told me he was taking it anyway. So the farmer reached in his pickup, grabbed his rifle, put a bullet through the radiator, and said, it's not going anywhere. And they shoved it in the barn, and that's where it sat until last year when I pulled it out. So pretty interesting story. But it is a factory pink Edsel. Stan says, make good drag week car, race week car. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. Lots of Edsel stuff going on right now. My buddy Phil Skinner, big Edsel convention back east this weekend. Lots of things happening in the Edsel world right now. Speaking of Edsels, so Randy likes the story. Yeah, the stories are always cool on this stuff. 68 El Camino, 71 Mustang. I don't remember what model that is. If it was a Ranger or what. Yeah, it looks like it was a Ranger. We'll go look real quick while we're still here before we wander off too far. Yep, it was a Ranger. The grass is tall, which is good. So I'd rather have grass than 6-foot weeds. Spraying this with the airplane helped dramatically this year. I got all this good thick grass coming up. Keep a lot of those big nasty weeds down. I can deal with this. I don't like 6-foot tall weeds where you can't even see the cars. 60 Chevy Parkwood wagon, 57 Buick Roadmaster. Ford pickups, another Buick that came in from Dad's that hasn't been put away yet. So I'm just wandering in no particular direction, International Scout. So like as always, if you guys got questions, want to see something, just holler, let me know. Throwing Sparks loves the Parkwood. Yeah, it's a pretty cool old car. Truck cabs, truck cabs, truck cabs. Brandon says somebody needs to build the wagon. Yeah, they can. It's available. I've got a clear title for it. Ford F1 flathead. There again, Scott, there's tons and tons of flatheads, depending on what you're looking for. Lots of pickup beds. Some of these beds have been made into trailers. Some of them were just taken off years ago. No 67 to 69 Barracudas at all, Stan. 48 to 52 Ford, the big bed, the F2, F3 bed, square body dually bed. That's a beautiful square body dually bed. That actually was taken off 30 some years ago, sat in the corner of the corral on a concrete slab, and that's where it sat till I picked it up. Short fleet off a 60 Chevy pickup. Early 60s fleet side short. There's one, that one right there. That's off of a 60. Tweedly D's here. Cement surfers on. Thrash metal. Yeah, the green Pontiac wagon's pretty cool. 67 Chevy short step bed. Entire engine rebuild or a back. As I said, Scott, there's tons and tons of different flathead Fords. Tons of them. Depending on which one you want. That's what makes it tricky, because Ford made so many different flatheads. I know a lot of people say flathead Ford as a general term, but they made a ton of them. But this area, while we're here, this is an area I've been working on. Pontiac is a 9-passenger, by the way. This whole area, and we'll kind of work our way through here, is going to be 59 to 70 GM full size. Started with Pontiac right here in the front. This whole front row actually is a row of 62 Pontiacs. 59, 60, 61 Pontiacs. 64 Pontiacs. That 67 Grand Prix kind of got stuck there because it's on the edge. The rest of the 67 Grand Prix are behind there. Thrash metal, I got a bit of old dealership full of old Pontiacs. That'd be pretty cool. And this, like I said, most of this area, like the 64 Wildcat, is here on the edge because this is the area it's going to go in. Has not been sorted into its place yet. G-Body El Camino is here because just on the other side over here is all the G-Body stuff. 70 full-size Pontiacs. Like I said, it makes it so much easier to find stuff when you can keep this stuff sorted. However, it takes an insane amount of time to get it to this point. So it's a long, slow process, but you can see there a whole row of 66 Pontiacs. Actually, that entire row is 66 Pontiacs. There's 666 Pontiac full-size right there in a row. Chevys that have been dumped here on the edge because they're going to fall into this area So as stuff comes in, as I move stuff around, I get it back to its general area so that it's at least somewhere near where it should be. But we see 60 Buicks, 59 Buicks. That's right, I do try to keep stuff to where I can still get doors open and get to most things. As I'm putting these cars in here, try to keep them halfway straight and get them in position to where I can get into them. Stan wants to pick badges for the auction. Yeah, if there's some stuff that's off, big jobs here. If you see something, let me know, and or take a note of it or a screenshot, and let me know tonight, and we can write it down. Bill's on with us, and yeah, we can try to grab some badges off stuff you see for auctions tonight, or not tonight. I wouldn't have them ready tonight, but definitely in the future for future Sunday night episodes. But here we're standing at the back of the Pontiacs, and you can kind of see I do try to keep this stuff manageable, where it's workable, where you can get all the way around it, and you know, hopefully get small stuff off. David W is here with us. Obviously, if I get into something really big, I've got to get the loader out here and move stuff around to get to it. But I do try to keep it manageable, and yeah, once we get a freestand, this stuff will be gone. But that's another nice thing about having the big stuff down. I have a lot of trouble with kochia, Johnson grass, things like that, stuff that gets 6-8 feet tall. So this stuff here, once we get a freeze, this stuff will all lay down, and then it covers the dirt too, to where you don't have just pure mud that you're trying to deal with in the wintertime. So I do work hard on that, trying to keep this stuff organized and in rows. Yeah, Cement Surfer says too early for a Hudson badge. That's true. And try to keep things to where it's manageable and workable. But like I said, that takes a ton of time, especially if you're dealing with, you know, almost a couple thousand cars. But I know it's a long-term process. I keep working on it, keep working towards it, trying to make things better. But there, you know, 59, 60, 61 Buick area, you can see where I try to keep them spread apart a little bit. Bill says never too early for a Hudson badge. That's kind of a cool shot right there. You see the whole row of 59 Buicks lined up with all their big fins sticking up. And like I said, all these Chevrolets, they've been dumped here on the edge. They're right on the edge of the Buicks because they are going to be in this vicinity at some point. So kind of keep them stuffed back or into the same area, and then at least I have access to them. And when I do get to that point, ready to move, put them in their respective holes, you know, they're in the area and I'm not driving all over the yard trying to get stuff gathered up. So that's why you see all these Chevrolets here, including the 64 wagon. Brandon says Hudsons and Packards. Got a few of those over in the new yard we can wander over there and take a look at. That's right, PFF Flyer, it is a beautiful day. Glad you guys are on, hanging out. And some more Buicks that have not been put away yet. We can see right up here the Rivieras, the 64 Electra, the 65 LeSabre, 65 Wildcat, 65 Electra, 66 LeSabre, all here in this row, working towards 67, 68, 69, which is what most of these cars are here. 67, 8, 9, and 70 Buicks that just need to be put in order and put in the rows. Once again, just shuffled into this general area. As I'm working, getting stuff in the area of where they go. This stuff here got dropped here because there was a space that obviously needs to get moved. 47 Ford Coupe doesn't belong here, but it will be moved soon and moved off to a Ford section. 60 Cadillac obviously does belong back here, so once again shuffled into a general vicinity. 68 Delmont, this car just came in, haven't even showed that to you yet. '61 Chevy, 68 Impala, 63 Impala. There again, just getting them shuffled into the general vicinity of where they belong. 63 LeSabre. Thrashman almost had a 60 to 70, had a Skylark one time, but bought a Demon instead. David, what percentage of vehicles have titles for? Who knows? I do title work almost every week, so I'm titling a lot of the better stuff. There's a 67 Caprice Tudor hardtop that just came in. Rain in Wisconsin, Miles likes the Delmont. The Delmont's a pretty good car. No motor in it, but other than that, it's pretty much intact. Have you ever auctioned off VIP tours? No, I've never auctioned off VIP tours. I guess we could. I mean, if somebody was coming, we could. G-bodies. G-bodies are getting hot. Grand Prix, Cutlasses, Regals, and Monte Carlos. Just had another Monte Carlo come in that I haven't showed you guys yet either, so that's a cool car. It's not even back here. It's up by the shop, so I can get it cleaned up a little bit before I share it with you. But did just have another Monte Carlo hit the ground. G-body with T-tops even, so kind of interesting. More truck cabs. Got truck cabs stocked everywhere. If our Pilot House fans still on, we got more Dodge Pilot House cabs too. But somebody said something about Hudsons and Packards. So while we're over on this side of the yard, let's head over to what I call the new yard. Now, if you guys are new to us, I know if you've been hanging out with us for a while, you know the whole story. But where we're heading over here on this side, this actually was has been sitting here for decades. I've started moving some stuff around here. Yeah, it's a lot of old metal, that's for sure, thrash metal. But where we're headed over here, this place it's completely unorganized, more unorganized than I am. It was literally dropped wherever, whenever there was a hole. There is a lot of orphan cars and oddball cars in here. So we'll kind of wander over here, check out a few Packards and Hudsons just for the heck of it, since somebody said something about them. I've been showing you this yard piece by piece over the last few years on YouTube. If you haven't caught those videos, be sure to go back and check them out. We're about done. I've probably got 6, maybe 8 more videos to do in here. Do you deal in late model stuff? Not really. I've got probably 100 cars that were made in the 2000s, but I don't really do anything with them. I figure they sit around, they'll be old one of these days. A few of these things here. How many employees do I have? 0. You're talking to him. You're talking to the entire staff right now. I haul the cars, I unload the cars, I sort the cars, I pull the parts, I clean the parts, I package the parts, I ship the parts, I do all the eBay, I do all the Craigslist, I do all the YouTube, I do all the Facebook. So this is it. There's the Sport Fury that Pole Barn Garage brought in. That 60 Chevy pickup just came in. There again, there was some room to unload stuff, the little Ford tractor. So some of this stuff has gotten unloaded here on the edge. But by and far, the bulk of everything that we're going to look at over here is pretty much how it came in, or how I got it. I bought this as a unit. There's a Packard right there. 48, 49 era Packard. If you guys remember, we pulled one of those out of a building earlier this year. Yeah, I don't know if that's good or if I'm just not very smart, but yep, I pretty much do it all. Shayla helps me with some of the videos, but for the most part, I pretty much take care of it all. But the black Packard that we pulled out of a building my dad and I pulled out earlier this year is done. Running, driving, cleaned up. Oldest is back into the 20s. I don't know if there's anything that was actually teens or not. Most of that stuff, there's not enough left of it to really tell. But that Packard that we pulled out of the barn earlier this year is ready to go to the auction. It's on the website right now, feclassiccarauction.com. You want to check that out. Big job, Best says best old car salvage in the USA. Well, thanks, I appreciate that. But we'll catch a few more Hudsons and Packards while we're over here. This row of Fords right here, are stuff I just brought in. There was a pile of literally like junk right here, big huge pile of wood and lumber. Last time I had the bucket on the loader, I scooped it all up, so I had room to put a few cars in here. But we'll work our way up here towards the front because I know there's some Hudsons and Packards up here. And like I said, there's not really much, any organization to any of this. Well, I guess these two 55 Chevys are in the same area, along with the 56, but not much organization in here. Model T parts, a huge pile of Model T parts, which I don't really know much about. So I don't know if we got any Model T gurus with us or not, but they could probably identify some of this stuff. That's right, Toolie. There is a Plymouth Coupe right there. Weed control seems to be working out. Yeah, the tall stuff is staying down, so. David W., love to see the Packards. Be sure to check out the one that we pulled out of that building. It is on the website right now, feclassiccarauction.com. I will have a new video out on it soon. Thrash Metal wants to send in his resume. Yeah, like I said, there's all kinds of Model T stuff. Hey, there's a Model T running board. Oh, look at that one. That's his Ford right there instead of in the middle. That Plymouth Coupe is a 41, I believe. How many acres? I've got right at 20. So there's a couple of Ford of running boards. We'll have to dig those out. See if anybody wants those tonight. Tonight or one of the Sunday nights on the auction. There's part of a body. Like I said, this stuff is some more running boards. I'll have to dig those out and see if they say Ford on them. But this stuff's a little out of my wheelhouse. Cowl sections, windshield sections. That's right, David, have more running boards. I'll have to dig them out and see if they say Ford on them or anything else cool. Brent at Half-Ass Customs likes Model T stuff. Yeah, like I said, I just don't know much about it. I've never dealt in them that much, and it's just kind of a area that I'm pretty weak on. How about a Wagonair, Studebaker Wagonair? He turned that pile into 3 complete cars. Some of those guys can do that, that's for sure. Some of those guys are pretty talented when it comes to that. So, like I said, this stuff here is a little bit tall, but like I said, once it dies down, it'll be a good base to drive on and hopefully kind of continue to slowly keep things under control weed-wise around here. Big old cement mixer. But there's some interesting oddball stuff up here. So we're going to kind of probably cut down this aisle, check out a few Hudsons and Packards. There's a 53 Hudson right there. Pretty cool car. There's a Packard, early 50s Packard. Live yard auction, says David W. Yeah, I'd have trouble keeping notes trying to do live yard auctions at the same time. Here's an interesting Hudson, a Superjet. Anybody familiar with a Superjet? It's a small Hudson. These were actually a fairly small car. These were made in around 53, 54, in that vicinity. Yeah, they do have cool scoops on them too, that's for sure. Yeah, except she's in school right now, so she couldn't help, so these are unique little cars. Oh, one other thing about this little Superjet, I started to head back here and then I stopped. Factory Continental kit. Yes, JKU, I only have one Railway Express truck. That's that 39 Ford. That's the only Railway Express truck that I've got. Oh. Well, we'll keep wandering a little bit, see if anybody else wants to see anything else as we're walking. Something you're curious about, throw it up. If we got something, we'll sure go wander by it and check it out. Another Packard. Rambler. And another Packard. Like I said, be sure to check that one out. The dad just got finished. We pulled out of the barn. The one that came out of the same building as the 57 Turnpike Cruiser, that Packard is done running, driving, and ready to head down the road. So we'll just wander a bit, and you guys tell me what you want to see. There's the Henry J's. 66, I assume on the Rambler cement surfer on that one. Nate needs a rear bumper for 77 wagon. I don't think I've got one, Nate. We'll have to double check and see. Thrashmetal just looked up the Railway Express trucks. Yeah, they're pretty interesting. We can head over there by it since you guys are curious about it. So we'll kind of wander through here, then we'll cut back over to the other yard, and we'll work our way over towards that Railway Express truck. Since you guys are Googling them, trying to figure out what the heck they are. We'll just go show you one. All right. That's right, Packard and Hudson's were definitely underrated cars. Don't really have any old race car stand that, you know, I know have like any cool history or anything. Yeah, kind of like the first UPS truck, and they definitely do look like paddy wagons. I've actually had some conversations with production companies needing paddy wagons that were possibly looking at that body. Had that truck been a little more complete on the front end, that truck probably would have been used as a paddy wagon in some movies, but it was just going to need too much work to get it to where they needed it. So we'll head that direction. I thought you had a 77 Chevy wagon. I've got a 79 Caprice wagon. I need Railway Express rear doors parting it. I don't know, I've been debating. It's solid enough, somebody should probably do something with it, but the front ends of the Ford part is pretty rough on it, so. We'll head over there and we'll take a look at it real quick. '59 Edsel two-door. The only 59s I've got are four doors. I've got a couple of I've got a couple two-door Edsels, but they're 58s. The 59s I've got are four doors. Brandon likes the Dodge Humpbacks. More cabs lined up here. More cabs over here. Ever kick up any pheasants? Not here because I keep the weeds down. We got a lot of pheasants in our area, but don't really have any in here. I did see some quail out here a few weeks ago though. Snakes, I don't see too many snakes. I've seen like 2 out here in 10 years. So, but the rodents, you keep things down and the rodents don't really like it. So something else while we're here, sheet metal, fenders, doors, bumpers. That's always something to think about when you're looking for parts, guys. Just because I may not have that vehicle doesn't mean I don't have the fender over here stacked on pallets. So always keep that in mind. But that's another thing about keeping this place clean, like rocked roads, sprayed weeds. You keep that down and that helps keep the rats and things like that out of here because they don't have big, thick, heavy covers. So that's another reason to keep things sprayed. You can see this little fine stuff is starting to come up. It's all been sprayed. That's a big, big thing with trying to keep things clean, is that helps keep that rodent situation under control. There's a Model A that just came in. More parts that need to be sorted through. I don't even remember what's in here. This all come from that buddy of mine's place. Tons of grills in there. Stan says you need a golf cart. Yeah, I should have went and got Dad's golf cart before we started this deal this morning, huh? But like I said, we brought that in a couple of months ago and haven't even looked in it since then. 4-wheel drive Dodge coming back around by where that other pilot house was at. working our way towards up towards that Railway Express truck, since we had so many questions about it since we had a viewer bring it up. Let me know if I'm going too fast or moving things too quick. I don't want to make you guys dizzy. I'm trying to keep things somewhat stable, but I'm walking around on uneven ground, so we're up against that a little bit as well. Once again, we are located in Great Bend, Kansas, and my phone number, 620-786-4428, is in the description of this video, so you can call me about specifics after we get done. Just give me a shout out that Model A, and we can go over the details on it and get you better pictures of it. If that's something you're interested in. A-body GM, Skylark, Cutlass, Le Mans, Chevelle. There's the 442 we just got from Steve not too long ago. Tempest wagon. '40s and '50s era GM cars. And there's the old Railway Express truck, kind of up here on the edge of some of the F bodies. As most of you know, I kind of have a thing for Firebirds and Camaros, and I kind of got them lined up over here too. But here's the Railway Express truck. Thrash Metal said one of them looked like his old one. 38, 39 era Ford. You can see the oval grill on this one. No 65 Novas at all, Jeff. But the front end of this truck is pretty rough. There's no motor in it. But the box, surprisingly, the Railway Express box is really in pretty decent shape. This does use the Ford cowl. We can actually see the remnants of, there's just not much cowl here, but we can see where this had the 3-rib on the cowl like a 38, 39 Ford would have had. Take a peek inside of this thing. These were pretty Spartan. Did use the Ford dash. One basic seat. Not really a heck of a lot to them. Just a big storage box on the back. Doors still slide on this thing. Kind of a weird knob on the inside of them. But they were literally basically just a box. Metal floor. Still see where it had used to have the Railway Express signs on it. Highland Body Manufacturing. Tweely says make an RV out of it. Yeah, it ain't quite big enough to make much of an RV out of, but there's the back of her. I mean, it is literally a box on wheels. Super cool reflectors on the back, glass-eyed reflectors. Last tagged in 1952. So there it is, Railway Express truck. Railway Express used multiple different chassis. I've seen them on about everything. They did use a lot of Fords, but I think they put these on about anything. But it is basically a box, big step bumper obviously to get in and out of it, mounted on a, not even a cabin chassis because it didn't even have a full cab. They were just cowl forward, commercial type vehicles, and that's what they made them out of. So that's the Railway Express truck. That's the only one that I've got. Very unique vehicles put on different chassis. This one just happens to be an oval grill 38, 39 era Ford. So anyway, where are we heading next? More Camaros. There's the travel all. Haven't got it put away yet. If you missed that, be sure to check out the video on the travel all. 66 Caprice that just came in. Just did a video on that. There's the 62 Impala. I showed you an as found video on that. We're going to bring you another video on that. So you can see it looks like we found most of the parts. It's got parts everywhere. So there's the 55 Chevy first series that just came in. More Trans Ams, shockingly. Any special Camaros, that depends on what you consider special Camaro, Cement Surfer. I've got, between Firebirds and Camaros, I've got right at 60 of them. Here's another one right there, shockingly. 58 Special, that actually was the very first parts car that I ever bought. That's kind of a unique story, but that car there was the first parts car that I ever bought when I was a little kid. So 62 four-door Impala, it is out towards the back. I have not moved it up here yet. I'll bring it up here with this one probably to do the video. That or do them separately and then stitch them together. But yeah, the four-door hardtop is here as well. How about Cadillacs? You got any Cadillac fans? Lots and lots of 55 Cadillacs that I need to sell off. So complete 55 four-door, 52 55 Coupe de Villes. I've got another 55 Coupe de Ville that needs to come out here. And one more 55. Plus I've got a 55 convertible that needs to be restored. That's a really, really good project car stashed inside. So anybody wants to do a 55 Cadillac, let me know. I've got multiples to choose from. How about the beloved AMC Pacer? 65 Plymouth Fury wagon. Cool old 70s skate center theme on this one. This actually was a car from the skating rink here in Great Bend, Kansas. Thrash metal, let's see. 83 Firebird with a 383 stroker in it. He's got videos of that. Oh, and on VHS when he was in high school. Skate center. Check out these graphics on this thing. This thing is totally 70s. Fade out graphics on this skate center 65 Fury. I do have a full video on this car as well. This actually was an ambulance, believe it or not. It is an amble wagon, a Fury 3 amble wagon. I've never seen a 55 Caddy wagon. I don't remember if they did any Broadmoor conversions in 55 or not. But you can see the amble wagon on that. Because the only Cadillac wagons made back in that area, or in that day, were conversions for the Broadmoor Hotel in Colorado. Near the Bullet Nose Studebaker, somewhat we can work our way over there. More of the A bodies. And I think they did some Broadmoor conversions in 55. That's right, it's a skater wagon, that's true. 50 Pontiac two-door fastback. Steve just dropped that off, traded it in on some other stuff. We haven't showed you that one yet. We're gonna get you a full video on that soon. 66 Mustang Coupe, 35 Chevy truck. That's right, Stan, the wagon needs a home. It's sitting here, it's titled. If anybody is interested in it, it can go, somebody can do something cool with that, that's for sure. Let's head up here up towards the front of the building actually, because there is some stuff I want to show you guys up here, and I'm going to do a full video on it because I'm going to rearrange everything up here in front of the building. Most of the stuff up here is fixable project cars that I've kind of been keeping intact, but it's time to shuffle this up, and a lot of these are going to get parted. Brandon likes the 35 Chevy. It's available. If you're interested in it, you can own it. 4,800 bucks. It's got a title. It's ready to go. There's the Bullet Nose Studebaker. Still a super cool looking car. But anyway, like I was saying, a lot of this stuff up front has been sitting here for a while. I need to rearrange my front line. And a lot of these cars due to the fact that, I mean, I've had interest in a lot of them, but nobody's ever actually made an offer and tried to get something done on them. A lot of these are going to get parted out. So if there's something you're interested in, then let me know, because it ain't going to happen today or tomorrow with the auction coming up. But a lot of this stuff up here is going to get parted out. 46 Plymouth or 46 Hudson coupe. That's actually a pretty cool Hudson. Super 6 coupe. Rambler wagon. VW bus. 51 International short bed. The 55 Buick is sold. But like this 42 Chevy, that's a complete 42 Chevy two-door sedan. You know, all this stuff's going to get parted out. So if there's something here you're interested in, let me know, because I need to reshuffle all this around. 51 Ford pickup, 41 Ford truck, and start moving some things around and making some stuff happen. This 56 Ford, this is a really nice 56 Ford truck. Look at the 51 International. Let's go take a look at it real quick. Like I said, that's going to get parted out. The 89 Ram Charger is going to get parted out. Number one's here. So I'm going to start moving some of this stuff around, and I'm going to do a full video on some of this stuff and show it to you a little bit better. But if there's some of the stuff you guys have been thinking about, now's the time to let me know, because I need to shuffle things around. I've got a lot more cars I can put up here, and I need to make some changes up here. Anyway, the 51 International, this is an L110 half-ton short bed pickup. Overall, it's not bad. It's got a little bit of cab corner rust, which is pretty typical. It's dinged in the right front corner. This front fender and grille is bumped up here. That's probably the worst part of it. But other than that, other than missing the tailgate, the Ram Charger is an 89 Tweedledee. It's a one owner, 84,000 mile truck. It does run and drive. We'll look at that VW bus here in a second. International L110. I don't remember what it is, but it is not a VW motor. I do know that. But it's right next to this International, so after we get done looking at the International, we'll definitely check it out. Missing the speedometer, but other than that, she's pretty much there. Even has a custom pipe rear bumper. But now, not sure what somebody was doing here with this little VW bus. This is some sort of a different type of a foreign engine. And you can see it had radiator hoses on it, so it definitely wasn't VW. But I don't remember what it was for sure. I don't even know if they ever even finished putting it in there. I don't think they ever actually did. But I'm not sure what that engine is, but I think it was some sort of a foreign, like a Japanese engine. And actually, thrash metal, that Ram Charger was literally owned by an old lady. I bought it out of the estate. She bought it new. I had to get a new title for it because it still showed a lien on it, because it came with the original title. So it actually was literally an old lady's Ram Charger. It was basic transportation for her. You can see it still has the, thrash metal says they put Subaru motors in them. That may have been what that was, I don't know. But the Ram Charger literally still has the original hubcaps on it. So, pretty clean old truck. So like I said, this whole front area is going to get rearranged and shuffled around. And as sad as it is to say, a lot of this stuff's going to get parted out, because it's got to do something. And it's just, like I said, I have calls on all this stuff. But, you know, until somebody actually wants to sit down and start talking numbers and see if we can get to a price that we're both happy with, which, you know, lots of people call, but nobody ever actually wants to talk. They'll call and get the price, and then they don't want to talk about it anymore. So that's what's going to happen to a lot of this stuff. The Ram Charger, call me on it. I think I've been pricing it at $6,500. I think it needs a fuel pump, because I tried to start it the other day and it wouldn't fire, but I have driven it. I've got a video on it with it running and driving. The El Camino that came in, that just got sat there. It needs to go to the back. That car's got a bad frame, so it's going to get parted out, but it does run and drive as well. Has a Target motor in it, running, driving 350. The Big Job Ford, super cool Big Job Ford. Did a full video on that as well. Somebody needs to do something with that to haul their Mustangs to a car show or something. Ram Charger is two-wheel drive. Big custom aluminum flat on the big Ford. Gas automatic setup in that Ford. Pretty cool old truck. So, we'll wander around a bit more and see what we're doing on questions and see if we're about done or if we're going to go look around for a little bit yet. Sneak peek of that Monte Carlo you haven't seen yet. T-top Monte Carlo. So I'm just wandering right now. If you want to see something, throw it up there. If we're about done, that's cool too. Just let me know, and we'll do whatever you need to do. As we head down this road, we'll head down towards maybe like some Chevy pickups and some more 50s era GM cars. Jason's on with us. Norma's on. Glad you guys made it. Everybody ready for tonight? Sunday night live chat, 7 o'clock Central Time. We're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. I got a cool episode built. The magazine is so cool, I can only get half of it done. Salty Reese's Cups here. So the magazine is so epic, I got half of it done. We'll do the other half next week if you guys like it as much as I did. Auction stuff is stacking up and cool as always. But it's going to be fun. Some super cool badges. How about some GM trucks? So if you guys have not been with us on Sunday night live chat at 7 o'clock Sunday night, we have a lot of fun. We start off with open chat, and then we look at some cool badges and emblems. We've got a cool promo car we're going to check out. We're going to have a bunch of live auctions. We're going to add some super cool memorabilia to your collection, some extras, duplicates that I've got. We're going to add those to your collections on the live auctions. We're going to check out a cool magazine. We're going to play a little trivia, and we're going to talk about the new raffle. It's going to be super fun. You guys absolutely love the sign for this month. The raffle sign is going to be super awesome, and you guys loved it last week. We're going to check it out some more, talk about that. Had a bunch of you guys jump in right out of the gate in the raffle. I appreciate that. Dan's having a good time with us. And we're just going to wander here just a little bit longer. If we don't have any more specific questions, we'll go ahead and sign off, and I can get ready for tonight here after a while. But like I said, definitely get on Sunday night live chat. Party at Nobody's tonight. That's right, Tweedledee. Plus, check out the F&E Collector Auto Auction website, feclassiccarauction.com. We listed a few things this week that I think are going to knock your socks off. I know I was pretty surprised. I move a lot of iron, and I see a lot of cars, and we listed a couple this week that even caught my attention. I was kind of like, wow. Salty Reese's Cup, got an aluminum LS, look real food truck, yeah. There's an old Chevy step van's what that one is actually. Still has the step van emblems on it. The old blunt nose with the big bow tie, GMC style grill. Jason's headed to Minnesota, but he'll be on the hotel room night. Perfect, Jason. Glad you're still going to be able to get on with us. Hope everything's going well for you guys. 42 Super, 51 Special. Lots of Buicks in here. As we were moving stuff in from Dad's, I kind of started sorting this area out and getting a lot of these Buicks moved in. So a lot of these Buicks right here we're looking at came from Dad's, the 50 Super, 54 Roadmaster, 55 Super. So a lot of Buick stuff right in here that we moved in from Dad's place a few years ago. So, yeah, we're all pulling for you guys, Jason. Hope everything goes well and hope you get positive news. So, 53 Roadmaster, like I said, and lots of parts. Because as we were moving this stuff in from Dad's, as he sold parts off of them over the years, they were somewhat disassembled. And tons and tons of Buicks and Buick parts in this area. 5398, 56 Star Chief. You bet, Scott. Glad you made it on with us. Thrashwood borrowed a truck like that to get home from his girlfriend's house and got it stuck. Yeah. Let's see. Number one says he's getting ready to jump back in trivia, so everybody be on their toes. I got a nice little pile for number one I've got to send him, and he's ready to start adding to it. So, Stan, that's an emblem for the auction. I missed it. We're already past it. So, fastback Pontiac. Here's one that puzzles me. I don't know why this car's still here. I've had a ton of calls on this car, and nobody has snatched it up yet. 1965 Newport two-door hardtop. I've not had the car running, but I was told when I bought it, it does run and drive. The tranny was slipping in it, so the guy bought another tranny to have it overhauled so we could just swap the trannies. The new tranny is, or not the new tranny, but the other core tranny is in the trunk of this car. 383 automatic 65 Newport two-door hardtop. Car is insanely solid. Obviously got the wrong hubcaps on it off of an earlier Chrysler. 03 CTS intake cover bolt caps. I don't have anything, don't have any CTSs at all, number one. Inside of this thing, buckets, console, floor shift, vacuum gauge. I mean, this is a cool car. Like I said, I've had tons of calls on it, but nobody has snatched it up yet. The dash is awesome on these things. Has the performance indicator, also known as a vacuum gauge, in the front of the console. So, like I said, I'm kind of shocked. For as neat as this thing is, I know a 65 Newport is not the most popular car on the face of the planet, but this thing has such a great look to it. I'm surprised nobody snatched it up. So, all right, Jason, well, thanks, appreciate the update. Everybody's pulling for you, and I hope everything goes well with you guys. So, everybody's pulling for you, thinking about you, praying for you, keeping our fingers and toes crossed that everything goes well. Yeah, maybe the Chrysler's got the giveaway engine in it. It is a super cruiser, but it is super long. But that quarter molding is inside the car too. So, like I said, it's just a great car. Nobody stopped and wrote a check for it. And it's not, I mean, it's a super cool project. And like I said, you could almost just roll that thing the way it is too. So anyway, some more Mopars, 66 Charger, 37 Plymouth. Duster. Haven't looked at a lot of Fords. We'll wander around a few of these Fords here. Some Mustangs, 65 Fairlane, two-door hardtop, some Falcons, some Falcon wagons. Cougar, little Mustang 2. This whole section here is Fords. A 59 Thunderbird, a couple of 56s, some 56 Mercuries. Frank, what about the Pacer? Which one? We walked past a couple of Pacers so far. Any Galaxies, depending on what year. I do have Galaxies, just depends on what year you want to see, David. 58 Edsel. There's a 67 Galaxy right there behind it, two-door hardtop. '47 to '54 3800 project trucks. Nothing there in the 3800, Jeremy. Charlie's Angels had a cool Mustang 2 Cobra. Yeah, those Mustang 2 Cobras were actually kind of neat. That's a base one. James is here with us. Yeah, those Cobra Mustang 2s were actually not too terrible cars. They were pretty cool. 64 Ford two-door post. Some Thunderbirds, Mercury coupe body. Maybe we, number one, Yeah, why is this still here segment? That would be kind of interesting. Play a few videos of a few minutes of a video of a car that should be gone. Yeah, that's always a possibility too. But obviously what we do is pretty niche. Everybody has different tastes. And you never know what somebody's going to like or not like. That's just something that I thought was a pretty unique car that I'm kind of surprised is still here. This next section over here is mostly Ford trucks. There's a few Internationals mixed in here, but most of this we're going to walk past next is Ford trucks. Except that one. That's not a Ford. That's a pretty unique truck though. It's a big truck. It was a beast in its day. Look at these rear wheels. Let's check this thing out. This thing is cool. Look at the wheels on that thing. 10.5 by 24 tires. Check out the differential in this. How's that for a differential? I've got some other Chevys in that era, Jeremy, just no 3800s, nothing with that big bed right now. Check out the rear spring pack on this truck. If we can get to where we can see it. This thing was a horse in its day. Brutally tough. Yeah, this thing was a brutally tough truck. This is actually really, really cool. Reason I bought this, and I've still got it, I bought it because I wanted the nose out of it, which I have taken apart. Rear end differential is huge. Wonder what the ratio, I don't have any idea what gear ratio that is. But I bought this thing for this, where the twin porthole windows and the International pickup's an option. No, the two back with a two-piece back window on the International 50 to 55 was standard on all of them. Oh no, if you've got questions, go ahead and throw them out there. If you want specifics about prices on specific parts and shipping and things like that, we'll have to do that later. But if you got a question, I'll be more than happy to tell you if I've got something like that or walk you by it. But as far as, price, complete door, bare door, shipping, things like that, we'll have to do that on a phone call after we're done. But yeah, if you got questions, throw them out there. If you want to walk by something, throw it out there. But this thing here, like I said, I wanted all of this out of it, which I've still got. It's in the building, so don't have it here to show it to you, but maybe we can get it out one of these days. Look at the size of these front fenders. And this thing had a 4-cylinder in it, believe it or not. It was a big 4-cylinder, but it was just a 4-cylinder. So what was it? See if we can move this and we'll show you. This was a white. This is an early 20s, about a 23 white. And it says it everywhere. It says white there. Almost every piece of this truck, if you look closely, has white on it somewhere. I was amazed at how many places I found white on this thing. The more you looked, I mean, even look at the spring brackets, say white on them. It's even cast into the differential housing. Yeah, truck that helped build America, that's for sure. Look at this differential from the back. You got to kind of pan over it. It's so big, you got to pan over it. Supposedly this was a fire truck originally. Obviously all the apparatus is gone. How you see it, other than what I've taken off of it, is how I got it. But if you look up 1923 white, you'll see what the grill shell looks like. These had a big, monstrous aluminum, cast aluminum grill shell with white cast into it for the radiator. And that's why I bought it. I've got all that stuff inside. because it was such a cool piece. But that is a super unique truck and something you don't see very often. Bad part about it, not much demand for it because there's not many of them out there, but the nose on that thing was so epic I had to buy it. That's right, it is getting pretty tough to find for sure. So there's some more Fords. These are pretty cool too. This looks like a stack of junk. Actually, there's some pretty neat stuff here. Check this out. Factory Ford flatbed for like an F4, F5, F6. Had Ford cast or stamped right into the rear rail of the bed. We'll kind of come our way around on this other chassis. This is chassis is a little bit smaller here. We can see it's got smaller wheels like a pickup chassis. So this was more of a pickup size, but it's got a flatbed on it as well. But let's check this one out. This one also, Ford, this actually says Ford truck stamped right into the rear rail. So there's a factory flatbed for like a pickup, like an 8-foot factory flatbed. Yep, tires are all pretty much smoked on this stuff for sure. Early International, 6-speed special, late 20s era. These were definitely workhorses back in the day, especially in my area. The International 6-speed special, 1-ton, International Harvester Corporation. These were definitely a workhorse truck back in the day. Check out this running board. International, right there on the step. Unibody Ford, 59 Ford, Jeep pickup. 3-speed trans and 2-speed rear. More than likely, there's a pretty good chance of it, that's for sure. How about a 63 Chevy ladder truck? That's a pretty unique truck. 63 Chevy 3/4 ton pickup with an extension ladder mounted to the back, and it's all manual. It's got these big, huge springs and levers and cranks on it. Kind of an interesting deal, the way that was all rigged up. I assume it was probably safe. I don't think they had a lot of OSHA violations to worry about back then, but probably wouldn't pass much today, but in the time, I'm sure it was fine. Yep, electric utility truck, Peterson Electric, Larned, Kansas is exactly what this truck was used for. So pretty unique. Had a spotlight on top, so I guess they could shine that on you so they could know, they knew when you fell. I don't know, I'm not sure. Yeah, times in life we could have used that truck instead of swinging like a monkey. Yep. Note, I don't know if you had Travelettes or Travel-Alls. I don't have any Travelettes. I've got a couple Travel-Alls on the Internationals, but not a ton in those. So, anyway. More stuff everywhere. Stuff. Some Internationals over here and some Studebakers, and there's the remnants of a Diamond T. Dodge A100 van. Electric truck needs Tesla power. Yeah. That'd be a heck of a build to do that. More Internationals. There we can see the 2-piece back windows in these early 50s Internationals. Yep, Randy, old A1, that old A100 still here. But just like a lot of that stuff we talked about up front, I get lots of calls on this stuff, but you know, very few people actually want to sit down and talk about it and see if we can negotiate out a price. What was the yellow SUV behind the ladder truck? Let's cut back over there real quick. That is a pretty unique one. That was a 1940 Ford panel truck that somebody converted, I believe converted, into a school bus. Yes, the goal is to get them by manufacturer, absolutely. By manufacturer, by era, just like the section we looked at a little earlier, 59 to 60 or 59 to 70 GM full size. A-body GM, you know, things like that, because a lot of that stuff will interchange in those eras. Yeah, somebody will convert old cars into EVs. They already do it to a certain extent, but not a lot. Yeah, because a lot of that stuff will you know, interchange between different GM cars of the same era. So that's why I try to get like type era is what my goal is by manufacturer. That's right. The art of negotiation is lost. I mean, you would be surprised. I mean, over 90% of the people that call me and just say, "Well, how much is this?" Okay, and then hang up. They don't want to talk about it. You know, they're just basically tire kickers, and they don't even want to have a conversation about it. A lot of people will ask you what the price is. They don't even ask you anything about the vehicle. So they don't know. You know, I don't even know how you know if it's a good deal or not if you don't know anything more about the vehicle or any specifics. So, and the thing about it that I've got to weigh is, what are they worth in parts? And that's what I look at. What are the big parts worth? You know, I don't add up every single nut and bolt, but I look at what are the big parts worth when I look at the overall value of a particular vehicle. Here's this school bus. This was a 1940 Ford panel truck. There was no front clip and no frame when I got it. It was wrecked at one point because the cowl was crunched up on it. It had all these little side windows in it. Sherman County, District number 2. And we can kind of peek up inside of here. I have sold some parts off this. It did have rear doors on it. It had a bunch of the inside access covers in here. I've sold out of it. But this thing actually, I think a lot of people just assume the price is the price, and that could be true too. But, and some stuff it is. Some stuff you've got room to negotiate on. Plus I take trade-ins. You know, a lot of people may have something they want to trade in, things like that. So basically it had wooden benches with these metal brackets. These windows actually rolled down. These actually had a small mechanism in them. Big Job members doing the video on this, yeah. And they actually rolled down. They had little channels in them. There's actually one of the channels that held the glass that's fallen out of there. So this was some sort of it was a 40 Ford panel. Whether this was a factory conversion, it was probably, I would assume, like a bus company conversion. That's, you're 250% right, Jason, that people don't know how to communicate anymore because of technology. And you are beyond completely correct with that statement. And that's why I don't do texts on deals, because it's impossible to do a deal on a text. You spend more time texting back and forth than what you could do in 30 seconds on the phone. That's why I also have no problem texting you pictures, but if we're going to talk about specifics, you need to call me. If you don't have time to call me, that's fine. I'll move on to the next guy, because I don't have time to do it on 47 texts. But you're beyond right, Jason. The art of communication has been lost due to technology. I couldn't have said it better myself. So let's wander over this way a bit. Kind of we're swinging our way back around some of these Fords. Handshake and follow through is still the best way to do business, but it takes two to do that. That's for sure. That's why, you know, I hear people every day say, oh yeah, I'll send you some money for that, and never hear another word from them. So. Back up towards our Newport. So, Randy, texting is very impersonal. Texting is terrible. It's completely impersonal. Yep, we just did walk past the Nash. Edric, he just wants a Metropolitan. No, we didn't walk by the Metropolitans. We can head over there here in just a second, though. But anyway, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to walk around a little bit? Are we about done? You tell me. If not, I got I got cars to list for F&E today. And get ready for tonight. We're gonna have a ton of fun tonight. If you have not been on with us at 7 o'clock on Sunday night for live chat, you've definitely got to do that. We'll head over towards these Metropolitans. Be thinking about what you want to see. If there's some more stuff we want to catch, let me know. As always, you got specific questions after we get done, give me a shout. That number's in the description too. Let's go ahead and head over towards the Metropolitans real quick. You guys be thinking about what you want to do. If there's anything else we want to see or do. There's a cool car, 49 Plymouth 3-window coupe. Same body as the old High and Mighty. Okay, Rico, you're under a different account. I'm not used to going by that. I didn't even look at your last name. You threw me off. Just wants to see the clown cars. Yep, 7 o'clock Central Time. Yep, there's a Coronet back there. 7 o'clock Central Time for live chat. I got some more cool stuff to list for the auction. We're going to talk about the F&E Collector Auto Auction tonight some more because, man, there was some stuff that popped up this week that shocked me. How about a Mustang GT convertible with less than 2,000 miles? Yep, had one consigned this week. Who likes purple Mopars? Yep, had one consigned this week. So, yeah, some pretty cool stuff. There's the Nashes, there's the Metros. Definitely hope to see you tonight, Lance. Ranchero that just came in here last year. Stuff that needs to be put away, obviously, right here. Here's another one of those that needs a home that hasn't sold. 69 F-150 Ranger. That truck is super, super solid and complete. And there again, priced it 100 times and nobody wants to talk about it, so. But like I was saying earlier, I look at what the parts are worth to try to come up with an overall value of the vehicle. If I get a decent amount of what the parts are worth in one shot, I'll sell it. You know, if not, unfortunately, that's why a lot of this stuff is going to get parted out because of that. So actually, Lance, this is all grass. Some of it's getting kind of tall, but it's all grass because we've been keeping the big, tall, nasty stuff down because of the spraying. This Ford here actually does run. How many do I need to pick up yet? I'm still over 50, I think. I need to go back through that list. I actually got 3 this week and I didn't buy anything. I don't think. Or did I? I don't think I bought any this week. Yeah, this truck actually does run. It's actually got a small block Chevy in it. They were actually using this truck up until a few years before I bought it. I do have a full video on this one as well. But yeah, this has a small block Chevy in it. May need a fuel pump or a tune-up at this point because it's been sitting for a few years. But yeah, that was a running, driving truck. Still got the 39 Chrysler. That's a cool car. More Buicks from Dad's that still haven't gotten put away. Diesel Lincoln. Yep, the Mark 7 diesel. That's missing a door latch because it won't stay shut. Falcon, more pickups. No, don't have anything sitting between KC and Great Bend, Rico, but I appreciate the offer. Yeah, Rico and Jess will be out for the auction. If you guys do want to try to make it out for the F&E Collector Auto Auction, the Best Western does have rates, special rates for the auction. You can call them, tell them you're coming in for the F&E Collector Auto Auction. Get on that block. And like I said, we've had some super cool stuff listed this week. I've got more super cool stuff to go list today and do some videos on some stuff. That is a BMW diesel. Big job is what I've been told is what those Lincolns had. Supposedly they only made a few thousand of them before the project was scrapped, and Ford actually tried to buy them all back by offering coupons to get people to trade them back in. Yeah, we can swing over by that 61 here in a second, Brandon. 70 C10, 70 C10 and a 70 F-150, or 70 F-100 and a 70 C10 sitting right beside each other. '54 3100 that just came in, just did a video on this, as well as the First Series 55 3100 that just came in also. There's Dispatch Brian's little Buick. He's coming out from Canada to get that little Buick. He's got one, just his body's really nasty, and this body's pretty good. So he's got everything to fix that, just needs a good shell. 53 Chevy. But that's the little Buick that Brian Dispatch is coming after. 36 Chrysler. Another truck I've had tons of calls on, and nobody, I've had 3 or 4 guys say they're coming to look at it, and nobody will make an offer on it, on a 57 Chevy Napco. Tons of interest in it, tell them what I want for it, and they just drop it. So they say that's probably what it's worth, and then they don't call back, or they'll call. Some guys have called this thing 5 or 6 times and never do anything with it. Thrash Metal says, yeah, there's the info on the BMW diesel that those used. Here's the 61 Apache, little short bed, half-ton step side, 61 Chevy pickup. Missing one headlight bezel, but that is inside the truck, so. How do I source all these? Wherever they pop up. Thrash Metal seen 10 things he had never seen before today. It's literally wherever, whenever, however. I buy a lot of stuff from guys that have had this stuff stashed for years, and just realize they're not going to get to it all. Iron guys will call me if they find an old vehicle because they know it's worth a lot more to me than it is to crush it. Any old service body trucks, nothing real old on anything like a service body. '61 Impala, Auto Salvage Outlaws is on. Okay, we'll swing back around to that Impala. I'm going to show you one more thing you guys haven't seen yet. I haven't popped this video up yet. This thing is cool. I'll give you a sneak peek. Took a little work to get to her. What's cool about this? Check this out. '74 Dodge Snowfighter, factory plow truck. Got a video coming up on that as well. That's a pretty cool truck. We'll swing around here towards this 61 real quick. It is a basic 4-door 61 Impala. That's right, Randy. So many projects, so little time, that's for sure. But just kind of a basic Impala, nothing really exciting. It is actually, if you'll notice there's no V ornament on the trunk. Nope, because this is actually a 6-cylinder Impala. PFFLer drove one of those moving snow. Just off idle, it puts massive amounts of snow. So yep, definitely more coming on that soon. There again, we see the side of the 70 F100 and the 70 C10 parked right beside each other, both 2-wheel drive, long bed. And both those are actually really clean trucks. A little rust in the rockers and cab corners, but both of those trucks are really very, very solid. And like I said, a lot of this stuff I've got videos on. I've been doing videos for the last few years on new inventory as it comes in. All this stuff right in here we're looking at right now has come in within the last year. There's videos on all this stuff. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cars here that I have not done videos on because they were already here before I started doing YouTube. But a lot of this stuff does have more videos on it. There was a comment a little earlier about scrap being down. It is down, but I don't really sell much iron, so that's not a huge deal for me. I mean, most of the stuff I buy like this, I mean, obviously we don't want to crush that, so. How about a 78 F-150? These things are getting crazy hot too. There again, this is a complete truck, a little bit of rust, but it is a Ranger. It was two-tone. It's got all the side moldings, pretty much just the way they shut the key off when they parked it. Local truck from Spruill's here in Great Bend, Kansas. Been here its whole life. Spruill's was the Ford dealer at that time. My 78 F250 actually came from Marmy Ford, which was at that time about 20 miles south of here. 39 Chevy pickup. This stuff here, again, this was a hole where stuff got dumped and stuck. 56 Buick, 64 Bel Air. There's the remains of the 62 Impala. We'll take a little better look at that once we do the full video on that 4-door and the 2-door hardtop. Any crew cabs, nothing that's early crew cab. I've got some stuff in the 90s, but nothing early. 70 International 110 pickup. Got a few Rabbits sitting around here, a few Volkswagen Rabbits. Yes, that 78 Ford is 2-wheel drive. I don't have any 73 to 79 Fords in 4-wheel drive. I've got a lot of them, but nothing that is 4-wheel drive. So we'll work our way back around to this corner, see what you guys think. What do we want to do? What are we going to do? Yeah, don't see many Rabbits anymore, that's for sure. I've got 4 or 5 Rabbits. I'm kind of holding on to them. You never know. '63 C20. Back over towards these 60s era GM big cars. Yeah, I do have a Rabbit pickup. I do have a Rabbit pickup as well. So, what do we think? Everybody had enough for the morning? Or is there anything else anybody else specifically wants to see? That's up to you. Like I said, if not, I'll get back to work on some other stuff. I got most of tonight done. I want to double check the auction boxes. I know there's tons of stuff in them, but I always get way too many. Yeah, we do have a lot of actual bunny rabbits around here too. We do see a lot of bunny rabbits. We've got a lot of nice grass, and it's not overgrown with weeds, and they can hide under the cars. So that's one thing I do have a lot of is bunny rabbits. There's bunny rabbits all over. So definitely see plenty of those, which is fine. Don't bother me a bit on that. But yeah, the auction boxes are always completely overstuffed, but I'm going to double check them and see. I've got the episode built. Like I said earlier, the magazine is really cool. Rabbits are high protein. And there's so much stuff in it. If you guys dig it, we'll do the other half maybe next week. But man, it's just like every page was something cool. So I went ahead and worked it up that way, and we'll see what else. All salvage sub, appreciate that, thanks. But yeah, and if you guys like this stuff, I mean, that's all we do on here. Old cars, old trucks, memorabilia. Give us a sub. Be sure to hit that notification button so you know when we're live. Less Model T parts, not very much. We looked at a huge stack of it earlier, but not a lot. We can try to squeeze that in real quick maybe. I'm not terribly far from it if you still want to see that. But other than that, we'll probably go ahead and get ready to wrap up so I can get rolling. Like I said, I got cars to shoot pictures of today for the auction, videos to do for the auction, and be ready for tonight. Plus, oh, I got like my own work to actually do, like some eBay stuff and things like that. Most stuff from last week has shipped. A few things haven't. We'll go over that tonight. But glad you guys hung out here. Let's we'll squeeze over towards those Model T parts real quick, and then we'll bail off. So Ryan and Amy enjoyed it. Brandon was on. He's going to hang out with us tonight. So glad you guys all made it. Cement Server's glad he got on for one. Jason's ready to hit the road. So see you tonight. If I missed you tonight, Jason, your box has not shipped yet. I got it ready, but it was Friday afternoon, and I just didn't get it out. So it'll go out first of the week. Yeah, we're going to catch that pile of Model T parts real quick, and then we'll probably go ahead and get ready to wrap up. So nobody's auto hat. Yeah, I've never really wear hats. X-Ray Dean, you didn't. We're gonna be on a few more minutes. X-Ray, we got a request to look at some Model T stuff, so we'll be a few more minutes. But yeah, we're about ready to wrap up. There's a few Corvettes here too. Not much left in any of the Corvettes, but there's a few of them there. Perfect, Jason. Thanks. Appreciate that. Back by these pickup beds again. Hey, there's another rabbit. There's an estate selling Model T parts in Oklahoma City. I have not seen that. Another rabbit. '77 Buick. There again, depends on what '77 Buick you're looking for. Auto salvage. So that's right, Cement Server. Have your beverages ready for tonight. We'll get the Hudson badge and the Auburn badge warmed up. The problem right now is, like we just talked about, as of right now, I own over 50 cars I need to pick up. So I don't have time to go to Oklahoma City and get more. Probably time to find a crush the cheap rabbits and make room for cool stuff. I think rabbits are going to kind of be hard to find, so that's why I've kept them. Oh, a real rabbit, not a VW rabbit. So there's a pile of Model T parts. Don't know much about Model T parts. That's all pretty Greek to me. But there's Model T parts in some way, shape, and or form, whatever it is. And some more over there. So, I guess we'll go ahead and get ready to wrap up. If somebody else wants something real quick, be sure to throw it up there. Otherwise, I'm going to keep rolling. Lots of stuff happening. Be sure to check out that website, feclassiccarauction.com. Hope to see you out here October 1st. It's going to be a ton of fun. And we got some cool stuff that's going to be rolling across the block. You don't want to miss it. As always, if you've got questions about anything you've seen today or anything on any of my other videos, call me. 620-786-4428. I hope, Randy, I hope VW Rabbits will pick up because I got a half dozen of them sitting around here. So having that conversation. Do we have groundhogs in Kansas? Yes, we do have groundhogs here too. Having that short conversation about what you need is the only way to know if I've got something here to work. That's right, Model T parts are always in a pile. The wood falls apart, the parts are in a pile. That number is in the description. We are located in Great Bend, Kansas. Call me. Texts, emails, smoke signals, messaging, comments, none of it works because there's just too much going on. Everybody says, well, I messaged you. Well, you got to remember, I don't know how many YouTube channels I control because I don't know. There's too many of them. And Facebook, I am admin on a dozen or 15 pages on Facebook, and I've got probably I've got a couple dozen YouTube channels under my name, but I've probably got 6 or 8 of those that are somewhat active that I deal with as well. So it's just so difficult. So messaging, commenting, none of that works. Might see it, might not. The possibilities of me seeing it, pretty slim. Once in a great while, but not very often. So basically, that's why my phone number's there. Call me. If it's not worth a phone call to you, then I can't help you. I mean, that's about all it boils down to. Having that conversation is so critical to make sure I get the information. There's so many different types of vehicles out there. I don't have no idea what your 65 Chevy is, but I get that stuff all the time. Thanks, Big Job. Appreciate that. You know, I need a part for my 65 Chevy. Well, what is it? Pickup, big truck, Corvette, Corvair, Chevelle, Nova, Impala, station wagon, 2-door, 4-door, convertible. No idea unless you call me and tell me all that. Thanks, Flower. I can't never. It's too small to make out. T. Lowry. Cool show. Thanks. Appreciate it. But like I said, jump on with us tonight. Get your Nobody's t-shirts. You got to have a Nobody's t-shirt. Be one of the Nobodies. We have a ton of fun on Sunday night and hope to see you then. Hope to see some of you out here for the auction on October 1st, and because it's always a good time. So like I said, but that's why you have to call me. You have to call me, you have to call me, you have to call me. Too many variables. There's no way to, because I can't see your stuff, and that's what people don't understand. I don't know what your 65 Chevy is unless you tell me. And I deal with that constantly, day after day after day after day after day, trying to get information out of people to know if I've got something here. I've got close to 2,000 vehicles on the ground. Without having that information, I'm kind of lost. So David W. says, see you tonight. He's got his Nobody shirt. Glad. I'm super excited, you guys that do have them. It's a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. I still, to this day, can't believe what we do here and the community that we've built and how much fun it is. So I'm super excited about it, and that's credit to you guys. I can't thank all of you guys enough for making this channel and the Nobody Show and the whole group of Nobodies what it is. 55 Caddies complete. Several of them are. The convertible is totally complete. All the 2-doors. Some of them don't have motors, but I've got enough stuff to make the bodies complete. There's 1 or 2 4-doors that are totally complete. But yeah, the convertible is totally complete, and some of the other ones could definitely be made complete. Big Job likes his shirt too. X-Ray deal will be here tonight. Awesome. Glad you guys are going to be jumping on with us tonight. If you haven't experienced Sunday Night Live Chat, you better jump on and hang out because we have a lot of fun. And like I said, the auctions add stuff to your guys' collection. It helps support what I do here financially because I do try to do a good job for you guys. I build Sunday night. We work on it. I listen to your guys' suggestions. I try to listen to your comments and try to make it even better all the time. So with that, I probably better get some work done. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out this morning. Had a great time with all you guys. Thrash metal built-in weather station with a groundhog. That's right, Tully. I got a lot to choose from, that's for sure. Brandon says extra large t-shirt. So anyway, I think we're getting all caught up here. Like I said, if you got any other questions, throw them up there. We're going to bail off here real shortly. Trying to think if there's anything else that we need to talk about other than tonight's going to be fun. It always is fun. If you've seen something you want to throw in the auction, seen some emblems or something, let me know. I can try to get them off. And we'll work them into some of the auctions. If you've seen something that was cool, a cool emblem, cool ornament, and you want to do something with it, let me know. Flip back through, double check some more stuff, and say, hey, I seen this. It's pretty cool. Think we can auction it? Yeah, I can try to get it off and do that. So, Bill, the Nobody Show on Sunday night is the highlight of his week. Too much fun. Well, thanks, Bill. I appreciate that. And that's what's so awesome. I mean, you guys really, really do support it, and you come back every week, and you're genuine, and everybody on there is genuine. That's right, Big Job says Johnny. I still don't think I'm Johnny Carson, but the fact that a lot of you guys consider me the Johnny Carson of car talk shows, that means a lot because Johnny was definitely a professional, way more of a professional than I am. I can guarantee you that. But I do try to do a good job for you guys. But the reason it works so well is because of your guys' loyalty, your support, and the fact that you come back and you're part of the chat. That's why it's a chat. It's not me talking, it's a chat. Driving Yugos for stick shift practice sounds like a lot of fun. But that's why this works. That's what makes it fun. It's all because of you guys. I do what I do here, but the reason this is a community is because of you and you guys' support. You coming back, you hanging out and making it what it is. I'm super stoked at how much you guys do like Sunday night and what it has turned into. and the fact you come back and support it and you're part of it, and that makes it awesome. Oh, big job. Your address was not on your sheet, and I have not had time to look it up. So fire that off to me if you could, so I can get that Mac piece shipped to you. It wasn't on the sheet, and I just packaged it and sat off the side and kind of forgot about it. So I do need your address on that, or I'll try to find it when I get time. I'm sure I've got it somewhere. I just haven't had time to dig it out. So anyway, but like I said, we got a lot of cool stuff for tonight. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to wrap up. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys hanging out on your Sunday morning, going wandering around the yard. X-Ray Dean says it's fun as well, and that's what's great. And the other thing about it is a community. It is a chat. Stuff I don't have answers to, a lot of you guys do, and we all help each other. All the viewers help each other. That's what makes it a chat. That's what makes it a community. That's not me sitting there talking into a webcam. It's a community, and that's what we've built. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you guys jumping on with us today, hanging out, having some fun. It was a blast. We did a lot of cool stuff this morning. Definitely hope to see you tonight, and we can hang out some more and see what all's going on. Stay tuned. More cool stuff coming up. We will see you tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for hanging out this morning and spending a good chunk of your Sunday morning with us, and we will definitely see you tonight.